everyone, welcome to the Slavco World channel. Today we've got this beautiful 2023 GasGas 300 GP. This year is featuring a brand new redesigned frame made out of chromoly steel. Provides you the best flexibility and rigidity in the same package. We're also featuring new plastics and new graphics. I'm not sure where the new graphics are. There isn't any. Just a few letters. We also got a beautiful GasGas motor that is designed on a proven platform over the years and has been perfected to put down the most amount of power and traction for any given rider, whether you're a pro or just a clubman. Hey, before we dive in to talk about the rest of the bike, let's talk about the suspension that has been provided in this factory version. The tech components have been outfitted all over this bike, from front to back. Unlike the previous years where we still ran the tech forks in the front, the rear was equipped with a Riger shock. I've always been a big fan of a Riger shock. It's always been amazing. But I gotta tell you one thing, that tech shock lives up to its hype. I'm very pleased with it. I hope there is enough support where you can purchase springs for a heavier set rider, and I hope it's reliable over the long term. This bike feels very stable, very progressive in its suspension travel. Can't expect anything less from the tech suspension. Absolutely amazing. So this 2023 GasGas GP model is featuring a new cylinder head, which has improved the combustion and the cooling of the engine. You also have a one-piece bracket that is connected from the engine to the frame, which reduces the vibration of the motor and provides rigidity to the overall feel of the bike. Yes, indeed, the power is very smooth on this bike. The bottom end is buttery smooth with a little bit of delay, transfers into a buttery punch of the mid power band explosion. However, I did notice that the bike does flatten out at the top end a little bit. And for previous GasGas owners, we all know your frustration from previous years. You guys couldn't start your bikes. We almost had a game going on the mountain. How many kicks would a GasGas take to get fired up? Well, guess what? They've done something different for this year, where it only takes 1 to 2 kicks most of the time. So most of you guys and girls who have been frustrated for previous years, you would be happy to see that this bike starts much easier. So we've got the original style transmission, the 4.6 transmission that is specific to the GasGas bikes. And some of you who had GasGas in the early 2000s, you probably remember certain issues that those transmissions have had. I do have a few pet peeves that I'm not happy with, and it is 4th to 5th shift. Now, if you're going a regular speed and you're riding on the road, you go to shift from 4th to 5th and you get this very cringing shift. It's almost like nothing is synchronized and the gears are just bashing into each other. So in order to reduce that noise, you would have to slow right down and drop your RPM. Then you can shift 4th to 5th and carry on shifting 5th to 6th at regular speed. A lot of people probably won't use those gears. You'll be riding 2nd, 3rd gear most of the time. This could almost be a deal breaker for me. I'm not quite happy with how it shifts, and it feels like the transmission is just going to explode. Another thing I've noticed is the shift from 3rd to 4th is almost non-existent. I can't feel if the gear has changed. I often have to go back down, click it back up just to make sure I'm in 4th gear. Everything else is smooth. 1, 2, 3 gear shifts are really smooth. So I hope that this isn't a deal breaker, but it could be for some people. So when you're dealing with this face-melting and gut-wrenching 300cc 2-stroke power from this beautiful GasGas GP factory model, you need good stopping power. Well, this bike is outfitted with your top of the line standard brake tech system. We have 4 piston caliper in the front featuring 185mm disc. Some nerd facts here. In the back, we're featuring a 2 piston caliper also from brake tech, 150mm disc. However, there is a catch. Brake tech has patented a new design on their brake pads that have little magnets built in on the outside of the brake pad. So for you folks who are doing your own maintenance in the shop, I know how frustrated you are when you remove the back wheel and you're trying to reinstall it. These pads are going to stay wide open so you can put that disc right inside. So this year of Gas model, we are featuring brand new pegs. Honestly, those pegs suck. And these pegs have been modified. Did I just say modified? They were modified. The original pegs are too skinny and too long, so it's digging into the bottom of your foot, and it's also catching on everything that you ride around. Another thing that I really hate about it is the fact that you cannot go to the store and you cannot buy the S3 product to fit on this bike. Hey look, overall I'm very happy with this bike. It's got a great progressive feel. It's got a great pop when you get up to the top of the rock or the top of the feature. The bike wants to pop, but at the same time it comes with a stable pop where you land it, the bike is pointing in the right direction, and you're ready to launch for the next obstacle. The power, I'm not sure about the power with this bike though. Whether they're putting a slow throttle tube or a medium to slow throttle tube, because I do feel that when I'm in that spicy situation and I need to power out of it, whether it's the motor or the throttle tube, the bike takes a little bit more effort to get it going. I'm gonna try one with the fast throttle tube and probably take off a little bit of slack from the tube. Overall, this bike is absolutely unreal. The motor is trackable. If you're in the market for one, you're not going to regret it. Hey, this is how slippery and steep this is. I'm trying to walk. We had that fresh rain. The dirt's packing up. Some might call it hero dirt, but it's still a bit too wet. So when you're rolling down, the tires are packing up. The gas does a really good job at tracking, and I'm heavy on the brakes. I almost had more traction riding the talcum powder over this, so we'll see how it does. Straight down the hill, a right hand 180, and back up the hill. Woo! Yeah, okay, so I just made a comment to actually the owner of the bike, and I said, listen, if you took a Slavco motor, put it in this frame, you would have the ultimate bike. I might take those words back, because this gas motor is unreal. You just have to understand when the power hits and how it hits and be ready for it. I went off track here. That puppy hooked up. Das ist gut.